It's almost the height of Typhoon Paeng and we're flying back to our home province of Capiz after trying out my luck in applying for jobs in Metro Manila, 2 or 3 of them being aviation related, only to be told to return after 6 months. Now is the time to fly home to Ross City with the only 4-star airline in the Philippines, Philippine Airlines. This will be the only time I'll be using PAL's afternoon flight to Rojas, which has been the norm since the pandemic until the mid-part 2023, and it will be the last time that I'll be using the Centennial Terminal when it handled both domestic and international flights of the nation's flag carrier. While it's good to be back at Centennial Terminal or Terminal 2, which I last used in 2018 for my US trip, I haven't done any editing on that flight report yet, as the video files are in these faulty external hard drives, which I need professional help with ISS AN Data Recovery Service to recover the files from. The recovery will cost me about 16,000 to 25,000 pesos per drive, and this video will serve as a fundraiser for that purpose and cause, so I placed my Patreon, PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, and even my GCash in the description, so that you can all donate to me in order to raise funds to recover these files. Your kindness and generosity is appreciated. Now we're inside Terminal 2, and as I have checked in online the night before, it was time to just head to the bag drop counter and get our checked luggage tag and check in for our flight to Rojas. There goes our checked luggage. Now after clearing security, we finally made it to the concourse. The south wing at the time of filming was so crowded and chaotic because part of it was closed to accommodate passengers for international flights, and it was also the time of the Season of the Dead, where many people go home to honor their departed loved ones. The terminal has also blocked the windows and prevented anyone from seeing planes in action at the ramp. Since we did not have any gates for our flight, we decided to eat lunch at one of the stalls of the Centennial Terminal. Here's my meal, pork sisig with rice. Following a long wait, we finally got our call for Rojas and headed to our gate. It turns out that this is the first time that we'll be using a shuttle bus gate at Terminal 2. I have always been accustomed to airbridge boarding at the Centennial Terminal. This is the room of the bus gates for this terminal. And we're in luck as we can see the operation and action of the ramp. Uh-oh, and I surely love to work as a passenger service agent too. There are 2 shuttles that will take the passengers to the plane, parked at the remote stand. Let's take a ride and see the view. And we're heading up the staircase to the plane. As usual, the crew greets us with the cheerful and warm smiles and welcome with Filipino hospitality, one of the main things that makes PAL unique and true to its motto, Buong Pusong Alaga. This is something I missed in 2 years. We make our way through rows of seats until we arrived at our assigned seat, 41 kilo, an exit row seat. Let me show you what it's like. Here's our pro. Wider leg room, enough space to move and stretch your legs. The only con is that there's no floor storage for taxi takeoff and landing. That's to ensure that the exit is not blocked, that it will not impede evacuation. Tray tables are found in the seat armrests, much like in business class. See that seat pocket? Only a safety card is available. Ever since the pandemic, PAL has stopped publishing physical copies of their in-flight magazine Mabuhay, and they are now online. They resumed it once in 2021 but stopped again. Now being seated in an exit row seat, you have to comply with all the signs and placards. If you want to see the full video of this demonstration, it's on my TikTok. As more passengers boarded, we meet some familiar faces. This is the registrar of Colegio de la Purísima Concepcion, my alma mater for graduate school, Dr. Monicita Villaruz. He was my professor in my first year of MBA or Master in Business Administration back in 2019 and was also one of my thesis panel members. And here we have one of the clergymen of Capiz Archdiocese, Father Vicencio Besa. He was among those who helped in my thesis year by answering in my survey for my research, services and passenger satisfaction, Rojas City Airport. With nothing more to do, the safety demo was given as we pushed back from the gate and taxied for takeoff. Captain, ibig sabihin take off. Today's flight serves light refreshments and snacks. Here's a cookie pack that was my snack for this trip. Like my last flight with them, PAL serves water for 15-minute sectors and light snacks. As the COVID-19 pandemic hasn't died down yet, the drink is served in a bottle. Let's check the restroom. The restroom on this plane has a blue-colored toilet bowl. On other PAL Express flights operated by planes that were once with Airfill Express, they were bleach or beige in color. With the turbulence hitting, we made our way back to the seats where I spent the last few minutes of the flight until we descended to Rojas for landing. This is the first time I saw an organized disembarkation implemented by Philippine Airlines. A row of 5 were cleared to leave, not to mention that this has been the norm since the pandemic happened when repatriation flights were common. Before I left, I was able to have a small chat with the cabin crew.
Okay na to?
Na-filled na po.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and also we got also some business cards po
Business
for
card,
just for my travel vlog, the one I'm promoting the airline. And everybody the crew will also have that.
Ah, sure.
At saka I just recently applied for cabin crew sa PAL and they told me, and then they told me I have to be back in 6 months.
In 6 months. that's
Yeah, kasi they just
really long time.
Yeah,
They hired a lot
same
of people.
same also with Macro Asia. Today I went for the recruitment, but you see it's just rejected again, but they told me
Keep on trying,
yeah,
sir.
trying and try until you succeed. Sige na. Sige muna ako. Wheelchair? Sige. Sige, see you. Bye-bye.
And at the end, we leave the plane and make our way to the terminal, which at the time of filming was 65 years old. Here at the arrivals, we collect our check bags as usual, and now we meet a familiar face. This is Miles Nico Santos, by the way. He was my schoolmate in College of St. John Rojas from 2013, studying BS Accountancy until he graduated in possibly 2017. At the time of filming, he was studying law in Colegio de la Purísima Concepcion. With that, our journey has ended. While my trip to the capital was not that bad, November 29 will be a bad ending as my old Facebook account for 12 years would be disabled for no reason. In fact, I never violated any community standards. All efforts of confirming my identity to recover it failed, and I did not know that I can download much information such as photos from my account, especially at the time I was using an outdated laptop that I borrowed from my cousin ever since my old HP laptop's motherboard died. I just wish that FB will restore my old account so I can save my memories. Well, that ends our trip report, and I hope you liked this. If you did, please click the subscribe button and notification bell to get more updates on content like this, and don't forget to leave this video a like. I look forward to our next airline review episode.